Alejandro Garnacho has officially said goodbye to Old Trafford to join Chelsea. This isn't just an ordinary transfer, it marks a shocking milestone, as Garnacho was seen as the symbolic heir of the Red Devils in the new decade. For Manchester United fans, Garnacho represents the hope and proof of Carrington Academy's revival after many years of silence. And now, as the 21-year-old decides to leave, a big question arises. What made Manchester United's #1 hope choose Stamford Bridge as his next destination? From being Manchester United's brightest hope at Old Trafford to a regretful farewell. What journey has led Garnacho to Chelsea? Alejandro Garnacho's move to Chelsea has been completed for a transfer fee of £40 million, with an additional 10% sell-on clause for Manchester United. This is by no means a small amount, especially considering that Chelsea initially offered just £25 million. However, after several rounds of negotiations, the Blues had to continuously raise their bid to persuade the Red Devils to let him go, before both sides finally agreed on the £40 million figure. This fee instantly makes Garnacho Manchester United's fourth biggest sale in history. He is only behind Cristiano Ronaldo's £80 million move to Real Madrid in 2009, Romelu Lukaku's £73 million transfer to Inter Milan in 2019, and Ángel Di Maria's £44 million switch to Paris Saint-Germain in 2015. Notably, Garnacho also made history by becoming the most expensive player ever to graduate from Manchester United's academy, surpassing names like Scott McTominay and Daniel Welbeck. Chelsea chose to announce this blockbuster signing right before their match against Fulham, with Garnacho expected to make his debut at Stamford Bridge in front of tens of thousands of Blues fans. That image is sure to spark heated debate, as just a few months ago, Garnacho was still being celebrated by the stands at Old Trafford as Carrington's golden boy. According to TBA Football, this is a pragmatic deal from Manchester United. They secured a large sum of money while also reducing pressure during the rebuilding process under coach Ruben Amorim. The Manchester Evening News also noted that, despite some regret, Man United chose a tough path, willing to sacrifice a promising talent to maintain their strategic direction. For Chelsea, this is seen as a bold move in their youth-focused strategy and in building a new generation at Stamford Bridge. Behind this high-profile transfer lies a series of long-standing conflicts and cracks between Alejandro Garnacho and coach Ruben Amorim. Once considered a gem of Manchester United, the relationship between the young Argentine player and the Portuguese coach had become increasingly irreparable. The first sign appeared in December 2024 when Garnacho was unexpectedly left out of the squad for the Manchester Derby. Although he was later reinstated in the starting lineup, the incident left a significant gap between the two sides. Tensions peaked during the 2025 Europa League final against Tottenham, when Amorim decided to keep Garnacho on the bench in a match every player dreamed of participating in. This left the young star frustrated, and he openly expressed his dissatisfaction with the coaching staff. The issue lies in Amorim's football philosophy, which emphasizes control, discipline, and collective ball circulation, while Garnacho is the type of player who favors individual breakthroughs and creating special moments on his own. This opposition made it increasingly difficult for coach and player to find common ground. Since July 2025, Garnacho has been training separately at Carrington, a clear signal that he was mentally preparing to leave Old Trafford. Amorim himself also admitted that this separation was inevitable. At a press conference, he stated bluntly, "Garnacho is very talented, but he needs a new leader. A new environment. Sometimes football is like that. We respect his decision and wish him all the best." From Manchester United's perspective, the club's leadership viewed this as the right time to sell a valuable asset. Rather than keeping a player who could no longer contribute effectively, they opted to secure a £40 million fee to reinvest in the squad while also avoiding the risk of further internal conflicts. Considering all these factors, Garnacho's departure from Manchester United is the result of a long-standing series of disputes, not simply a transfer deal. Alejandro Garnacho's journey at Manchester United began in the summer of 2020, when he left Atletico Madrid to join the Carrington Academy as a free agent. In just a few short years, the Argentine winger quickly rose to become the brightest gem of the academy, continuing Manchester United's tradition of producing top attacking talents. The first milestone came in 2022 when Garnacho played a key role in helping Manchester United win the FA Europe Cup. Just a few months later, he was given his first team debut by coach Ralf Rangnick in a match against Chelsea, marking the start of a promising journey. Under Erik ten Hag, Garnacho truly flourished. In the 2022-2023 season, he scored 6 goals and provided 6 assists, establishing himself as one of the most outstanding young talents in the Premier League. His fast-paced style, daring dribbling, and composure in front of goal earned Garnacho comparisons to a young Cristiano Ronaldo. The most memorable moment of his career at Old Trafford came in the 2024 FA Cup final, when Garnacho scored the opening goal in a historic 2-1 victory over Manchester City. That goal delivered a prestigious trophy and won him the hearts of Red Devils fans. By the time of his departure, Garnacho had made 144 appearances for the club, scoring 26 goals and providing 22 assists. While those numbers may not be record-breaking, they are more than enough to affirm that he is one of the finest young talents the Manchester United Academy has produced in the past decade. Alongside Kobbie Mainoo and Amad Diallo, Garnacho was seen as a new symbol of the young generation at Old Trafford, continuing the legacy left behind by Marcus Rashford. Many fans even believed he would become Cristiano Ronaldo's true successor, not only in playing style but also in influence on the pitch. The reaction from Manchester United supporters has been extremely fierce. On social media, many fans voiced their disappointment, claiming the club's leadership had betrayed the identity long built from the Carrington academy. Garnacho was viewed as the face of a new era, and his sale sparked concerns that United are repeating old mistakes of letting promising young stars slip away. In stark contrast to the gloomy atmosphere in Manchester, Chelsea fans are buzzing with excitement. They see Garnacho as a marquee signing for the Blues' ambitious youth project under their new era. For supporters at Stamford Bridge, Garnacho brings an explosive presence in attack and serves as proof that Chelsea still has the pulling power to attract top talents from direct rivals. Meanwhile, pundits have also weighed in. Outlets such as TBA Football and the Manchester Evening News described this as a shrewd piece of business by Chelsea, one that boosts their current strength while also serving as a long-term investment. On the other hand, Manchester United has been criticized for lacking patience with young talent and for being overly pragmatic, prioritizing financial gain over sporting vision. Following the departure of Alejandro Garnacho, the atmosphere at Old Trafford has grown even heavier, with fears that Kobbie Mainoo could be the next to leave the club. Reports suggest that Mainoo's market value is currently around £45 million, and several top clubs across both the Premier League and Europe are closely monitoring the young midfielder's contract situation. Should that scenario unfold, Manchester United would face a devastating blow, as within just one summer they could lose 2 of their 3 brightest young pillars, once expected to be the core of the rebuild alongside Amad Diallo. This would effectively mean that the project of building a new generation from the Carrington Academy is collapsing almost at the very beginning. It's not only the fans, even club legends have spoken out. Gary Neville and Rio Ferdinand both warned the board that they cannot afford to lose Kobbie Mainoo. He's not just a player, he's the soul of Manchester United's future. They stressed. These words reflect the growing concern that Manchester United is losing its identity by being willing to sacrifice young talents for financial deals. If Garnacho's departure was already a shock, then Mainoo following him out the door would undoubtedly be an identity disaster for Manchester United. The transfer of Alejandro Garnacho to Chelsea was a highly emotional, here we go, closing an important chapter in the journey of one of the brightest young talents United has ever had. For Chelsea, it is a huge boost, acquiring a 21-year-old player full of potential who perfectly fits their youthful football philosophy. For Manchester United, however, it is a painful mix of sadness and regret, as yet another academy gem leaves Old Trafford. This deal raises a big question for both sides. Will Garnacho step into the spotlight and become a world-class star in Chelsea Blue? Or will this prove to be a strategic mistake that United regret for years to come? The answer will only come with time. Through his performances on the pitch, the future now opens 2 different paths. Manchester United must rediscover their academy identity and rebuild trust in the young talents who remain, while Chelsea may very well be holding a precious gem ready to shine brightly at Stamford Bridge.